It feels like just yesterday Donald Trump was elected president and the market was going up every single day, week after week, month after month. Market was skyrocketing to the upside. Then you come into October 2018, you wake up to headlines like this. Daily headlines like this, right? I'm not making this up. Unless you guys have been living under a rock, you know exactly what I'm talking about. From my video 2 weeks ago, I told you volatility is here to stay and it's only going to go up from now until the congressional elections. Since then, the NQ futures has been moving 200 points a day. Okay? For you futures traders, that's 800 price ticks per day. For you Forex traders, that's 800 pips per day. And then you get a day like today where the NQ futures sets another record of 500 points from the high to the low. Now in this video, folks, I'm going to show you how to use the trend and nothing more than the trend to nail the absolute high of the session and milk it all the way down for a fortune in the market. So let's go ahead and fire this up. What's up, guys? It's Mark here at Dino Trading. Market just closed. It's 3:02 p.m. as I'm recording this video. You can see here, like, it's plunging even in the aftermarket, the NQ futures, which is what we're looking at right now. So yeah, there's no other way to say it. Volatility is back. It's hardcore. It's in your face. It's smacking you around. And unless you're trading the trend, you got absolutely murdered in the market. God help you if you were long the market either in October as an investor, as a swing trader, or if you were trying to call a bottom today. Record-setting day. I feel like I just published a video 2 weeks ago that said it was a record, and it was a record then 2 weeks ago. That record got smashed today, 2 weeks later, and yeah, just insane trading. There's no other way to say. Oh my, look at this thing. It's still plunging in the aftermarket right now. It looks like it's down 40 points already for tomorrow's session after being down 400 points today, down another 40 points tomorrow. So yeah, folks, I mean, you know, if you've seen even one of my videos, and you know anything about me, I have this theory called the 5-day theory, right? Which is out of every 5 business days, 5 trading days, you're going to make 90% of your money on those trend days. And you're going to chop around the other days, right? There's 1 to 2 trend days every week, and the rest of the days are chop. And the month of October, the trend days, like 1 or 2 trend days, are enough to make your entire year. You could have legitimately traded 4 days in October, and that would have made your entire year 2018. That's how fucking insane this market has been. And for you younger guys, you know, guys who are new, beginner traders, I don't want you to think that every week or every day is going to be like this. I wish it was. You know, days like today is what a day trader absolutely lives for. We are thanking God for days like today in the market. Oh my God, look at this. Look at this thing. It's still plunging. It's just, this is insane. Like, I legitimately can't even believe this. It's plunging in the aftermarket badly. So it looks like now we're down about 100 points on the NQ scheduled to open for tomorrow's session after already plunging 400 points today. On the NQ, by the way. Not even the Dow. Forget about the Dow, right? Dow plunges 500 points every day. The NQ is, anyway. So what I was saying was, for you newer traders, for God's sakes, just enjoy this. Enjoy this volatility. Like I said, I think the volatility is going to be here to stay for a long time. We've basically had almost 10 years since, Lehman Brothers and Bear Stearns and all that stuff happened. We've basically had 10 years of no volatility, and, it's time for the volatility to come back. And this is going to be a day trader's paradise. I can promise you that. If you're trading the NQ, you made a killing today. Right? Today was one of those $10,000 days, $20,000 days, six-figure days. Okay? Anyway, folks, so let's get back to business here. So, here's the 5-minute bullshit chart. All right? I'm going to show you the Dino Bars chart that I traded today with my settings. I have a Dino Bar speed settings of 1,000. And with one click of my mouse, I make this chart that you're looking at look like this. Okay? Nice, clean, easy to read signals, right? I love days like today on my trend charts because when I look at candlestick charts and I think of all the poor bastards who tried to call a bottom right here, right? Then they got murdered and tried to call a bottom right here. Then they got murdered again. I mean, look at this market. Now down 150 points in the aftermarket. Insane, right? So my Dino Bars makes it clean, organized, easy to read. You will never, ever be on the wrong side of the trade, ever. Okay? So I know that you want to know, where are the signals? Hey, Mark, where was the one signal that you went short today? Well, guys, I'm going to show you right now. Okay? Let's go ahead and squish this chart in just like this. Try to capture all of the data. All right, just like that. That's good. Now check out the x-axis. All right, you can see right here, we're at about 8:30, right? This is when the market opens. You typically want to be at your computer between 7 a.m. Chicago time and 8:30 a.m. Chicago time. The market opens at 8:30, but you get great signals between 7 and 8:30. It's what I call, you start prepping for the great signals. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to timestamp the market open, which is 8:30. Right there. Okay? Clear as day. Right? Now, when you come to your computer and the market opens, you are looking for what? Give you a couple of seconds to think about it. You are looking for shorts. Why? Because when you look at your chart and evaluate what is the current trend happening, we see a big old fat red bar right there. All right, let me remove this blue vertical line to clean it up. Right? Obvious. You are looking for shorts or you're doing nothing. Right? I tell people all the time, shame on you if you try to go long when you see an obvious short signal. That's still not enough. What do we want to do? We want to wait for what? The retracement, right? And the retracement happens right over here where the box is. Folks, this is nothing new. I know 98% of you who are watching this video, this is not new stuff, right? Nailing the high and nailing the low, this is not new. Happens all the time, every single day, every week, every month. So when you take the trade, the question is never, am I taking the right trade? Right? You are taking the right trade. The question is, how far do you think this trade is going to run? Right? And my theory on this is, I've been following something called the NASDAQ VIX. It's the VXN. Okay, I've talked to some of you guys about it. I don't talk about it on my YouTube channel too much, simply because it's my theory on how to predict massive move days, right? As an example, if the NASDAQ VIX closes over 20, you can typically expect huge moves in the NQ. If the NASDAQ VIX closes under 20, the moves are good, but it's not like 200 point a day moves, right? So I try to follow the NASDAQ VIX, and that's sort of like, gives me a general idea on where I think the market's going to go. Now, there is not a single person on earth that could have predicted the NQ would have dropped 400 points today, setting yet another record and smashing the record from 2 weeks ago, the all-time record, right? So there's a certain level of just going with your gut. Now, I want to show you a very interesting way. If your gut is telling you that, hey, listen, we are on the cliff, the market's about to fall off this cliff, and I want to milk it all the way down, right? I'm going to show you a fantastic way to use Dino Bars to stay in the trend and milk it all the way down, okay? So first, let me clean up the chart, and let's keep it simple. We got the signal, the market opened. This trade took place at about 8:45 a.m. Chicago time, right? Within 30 minutes, the NQ dropped 60 points. Okay? Any other day, that's a great trade. 60 points in 30 minutes. I mean, last year, it took the entire trading session to make 60 points, right, on the NQ. So now if your gut is telling you that today might be a massive day and you're watching the NASDAQ VIX and that thing is skyrocketing and you want to potentially milk this trade all the way down, folks, here's what you can do. You can use the signal bars to stay in the trade. What do I mean by the signal bars? I'm going to show you. So as an example, here's a Dino signal bar short, right? If you missed the first one, if you missed this one over here, here was another one. The blue dot represents the high, okay? And again, once again, you saw the retracement happen right there. That was your next great signal, right? What you can do to stay in and milk this trend is use the high of the signal bars like this. Right? So this bar prints, you're still in the short trade. Now you move your stop over here. Market plunges further. Now you move your stop to this bar over here. One tick above this bar's high. Market plunges further. Now you trail your stop on the next Dino signal bar, one tick above this bar's high. Right? So you just keep doing that over and over again. You'll never get stopped out. You will never get stopped out on a trend day like today. You'll capture 100% of the trend move from the high to the low. This is what I mean when I say fortunes are made on trend days, right? It would be nice. It would be nice if you could simply only trade trend days. Of course, this is not a crystal ball. You can't predict trend days. But when a trend day takes place and it smashes all records, it smashes all historical record books in terms of how powerful the move was. If you follow this strategy on those trend days, like today, folks, you don't need a lot of these type of days and you'll be set for the entire year. I am not joking when I say 3 or 4 or maybe 5 of these days like we had today on the NQ, you're looking at 6 figures with proper position size. Easy. Okay? Why am I telling you this? Well, again, my opinion is that the volatility is here to stay. Now, tomorrow we may have a rebound day, right? We have no idea. It was such a bloodbath in the market today. There's probably going to be some guys covering their long-term short positions on the NQ. And tomorrow's also Friday, options expiration, some manipulation. But long-term, volatility on the NQ is here to stay. And if you want to capture the entire duration of the trend from this signal right over here and then milk the trend with a bouncing ball, bounce that ball here, bounce that ball here, and just keep bouncing that ball, then you also have the potential to capture every single point which today totaled up to 400, representing a $40,000 day on a lousy 100 shares of the NQ futures. All right? Don't ever, ever, ever question the power of an awesome trend, because that's how you're going to earn your living as a professional day trader. Folks, thanks for watching this video. See you on the next trade.